Hey guys, thanks for jumping on early. We're waiting for Jamie, Jamie Lee. Just remember, if you could, to keep yourself muted while she's on talking. I know if she's got an agenda, I don't want to throw her off. I'm going to mute myself as well. I have a couple things I wanted to go over before she gets started, and then I'm quite sure Crystal has a couple of minutes of something she'd like to share about our retreat this past weekend that we really wished all of you guys could have been at. It was a pretty amazing weekend with the most incredible leaders that we could ask for, you guys. Every time we do one of these things, I am more and more impressed with our team as a whole, from Elise down, because every single one of those 200K leaders that jumps in to help us is only there for one reason: to help all of us, whether we're on their team or not. And I find that just, it's incredible, because I've never been in a company like this before. So we'll be sharing more about that. Tonight's not for that, but we will go over a lot of things. We've got, as I mentioned in the team chat, we've got Bill, the tax man. Sorry, I had a meeting notification. Bill, the tax man, is going to be doing a live video. And since so many people are asking about tax advice, he is an accountant. He does Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Maine,
pretty much
Florida. I think he does 48 states. Mm-hmm. So he'll be able to help everyone out. If you don't have a tax person, he is just a really, really nice guy. And I love his personality. So if you guys can put up with me, you'll probably like him. But two things while we're waiting for Jamie to jump on that I wanted to go over real quick. First of all, I am letting you guys know you can do whatever you want. Obviously, you're the CEO of your own business, but I have decided to switch from 4-day samples, which have been working for me for 2.5 years, to 3-day samples. And I'll tell you, the main reason is I'm tired of wasting product on trial packs, which we're not going to say anymore. There's a couple of things. Paul doesn't want us to use the word sample or trial. It is a mini experience, and we should call it as such. And the reason is, you don't want someone to try Thrive. You want them to experience it. And if you think about that, that's another thing that Elise brings up all the time. It's conscious language. You want them to experience this. If they try it, try means they might not like it. You know they're going to love it, right? So you want them to have this experience. That's a big thing. And again, that 3-day, for me, is less product. Most times, people are going to say, I didn't feel anything. Well, no kidding. You weren't supposed to. It's a mini experience. You get to taste it. You get to see how easily it fits into your lifestyle. And when is the best time to get you on the phone so we can order? I will walk you right through an order. That goes into the next thing I want to talk about. Hang on, James. I'm almost ready. A lot of people, I watched a Grant Cardone video today, and I really relate to him. He is like me, and he'll just and give it to you straight. But he says, you're all getting no's, including myself, not you. He says, you are getting no because you don't know. You're getting N-O because you don't K-N-O-W. Mm-hmm. And it didn't make any sense to me until he explained it a little further. Your people are saying no, they don't want it, because in your head, you've already decided they don't want it. The product is expensive because to you, it's expensive. They won't get on the phone with you because it's really hard to get someone on the phone. They're not going to buy it because you don't ask them to buy it. You have to have that confidence. You have to have the confidence in yourself. You have to have the confidence in the product, and you have to ask for the sale. I will promise you guys, if you get good at this, and you get into that confident state of mind, things will change for you. I have sent out maybe 10 samples in 6 months, maybe 10. I don't sample people because I don't want them to try it. You need to trust me for at least 8 weeks. If you can't trust me for 8 weeks, try it. Again, I said the try. I have to stop doing that too. Trust me for 4 weeks and order. Get it in your system. Get on this product.
And, you know, it's funny. One thing that Carmel said at the retreat, you know, for new people that are experiencing Thrive, that buy their 30 days, make sure they check in with you every single day. Give them the money buyback guarantee. If it does not work for you, I will buy back your unused product, but you need to check in with me every single day.
And take it right.
And take it right. If you do not check in with me every single day, I'm not buying back your product. But because we all know that Thrive does work. And if they're checking in with you every single day and doing everything right, it will work for them. So you're never going to end up buying back that product unless if there's like something medical or something really weird going on.
But here's the other thing. You got to stand your ground. And that was another thing Carmel said, stand your ground. I'm not buying it back if you didn't take it right. Mm-hmm. I'm not buying it back if you didn't go to your doctor because you have medical issues. And then you say, oh, it doesn't work with this. I have to sell it back to you. Sorry. You have to go through the funnel the right way. You all know the funnel by now. And if you don't, you better message me and I won't tell anyone. I will keep it quiet. But if you don't know that funnel, get with me. We'll make it happen. Make sure they have a free account. Make sure they listen to the 24-hour call. That is a very powerful call. It gives the vision of the company and the vision of the Thrive experience by the CEO. You can't get better than that. If he can't sell it to them, there's no way in hell you're going to. I guarantee you that. I mean, you guys have all heard Paul. He's just like smooth like butter because he's been doing it 1,000 times in 6 years. You know, if there's anyone you want to learn from, you want to learn from him. And after they listen to that 24-hour call, a 3-way validation call.
And fan page.
Yeah, like the fan page, share stories. There's no negotiation about this. If you do it right, it works. I promise you guys. That's all I got. Now, I need help with this. And we've got Jamie on here with us, I think. Jamie, you here? Oh. She's been sick this week, so hopefully she can talk and she's good. So we'll all be quiet. James, I see your phone on.
Scott, I just seen her jump up off her desk a second ago. She ran off for something.
Uh-oh. Hercules ate something. like her cat Monroe.
Oh, poor kitty. He doesn't really eat her. He just carries her around like a rag doll. There's a difference.
All right. I'm going to give the floor to Crystal for a few minutes so she can give some of her takeaways.
Hi, guys. Can everybody hear me? Awesome. You absolutely missed an incredible weekend. This retreat was unlike anything I've ever experienced, and I can tell you that I will never miss one of these. Anytime you get an opportunity to put yourself in a room with those kinds of people, that caliber of person, and it's not just because they are 200K leaders, and it's not just because they are the top earners in this company. That's not what I talk about when I talk about the caliber of their personality. They are truly incredible people who absolutely want nothing more than to help all of us reach our highest potential in our personal lives, in our spiritual lives, and in our businesses. We spent the entire day Saturday, and I don't think we talked about this product maybe 2 times. We did not talk about Thrive. We did not talk about the funnel. We didn't talk about the 24-hour recording, the fan page, nothing. We talked about important stuff that helped us grow as people, as promoters, and in our spiritual and our personal lives. I am going to share my amazing breakthrough with you guys. I've only shared it with a handful of people so far, and I plan to do it kind of slowly because it's personal to me, but I consider you all family. So we started Saturday morning off with some journaling. As you know, Elise is big on journaling. I've always struggled with this. I open this book and I write, and I have this constant struggle between my head and my heart. And I realized with it's funny, I went back and I read it. It took me one page to get there, one. And the line before I got there was, I'm going to allow this weekend to change my life. And I realized that I struggled with this because I was afraid to write the truth down there, because if I wrote it, I had to own it. I had to label myself, and I had to be there. So I powered through that, and I promised myself that I would be honest and that I would work hard to fix this problem that I had. We were watching a video and it said, you are your only problem and you are your only solution. And that hit home to me, because I know that I personally struggle with my relationship with alcohol. And I know that it's cost me so much already. And I broke down and I said, I will not allow this to take anything from me. I will not allow it to destroy my relationships with my family, with my husband, and with God. And I certainly will not allow it to stop me from being the best person that I can be. And that was a big realization. I drove home Saturday night in tears, and I had every intention of telling my husband that I planned to stop drinking. I couldn't even say it out loud to him Saturday night. I woke up Sunday morning. I found the strength, I found the courage, and I told him, and he was amazing and supportive. And when I came into that room on Sunday morning and they asked if anybody wanted to share, I almost didn't, but then there was that nudge, and I put my hand up and I stood up in front of 120, mostly strangers. Thank God I had a few family members in that room, and I told my truth and I owned it. And we prayed and people cried and hugged me, and it was just an amazing feeling of support for something so personal. But guys, that is the reason why I am holding myself back. It's one of the reasons why I am not living my best life. And I owned it, and I am ready for this next journey. I'm ready to take it on. You don't get there by yourself. And it's events like these with women and men like that help you find your purpose. What are you here for? You're here for a very short time. You are here for a purpose. And I now know, I knew it was to help people, but I now know it's to help people with their struggle with addiction. So my path is amazing and clear. Like, I know exactly what it is I'm here to do. And I can thank those women and Scott and Kim, obviously, for helping me get there. So that was my aha moment this weekend.
We were so proud of you. And guys, to see 128 people stand up and give her a standing ovation because she was breaking down and shared something that dear to her was life-changing. Hopefully, well, not hopefully, it was. Look at her. Like, she's ready. Like,
yeah,
it was pretty crazy. And again, we couldn't be more proud, Crystal.
Thank you.
All right, James, it's all you.
Can you hear me now?
We can.
Super duper. We have some ice storms going on, guys. So we're losing internet and stuff. Most of the neighborhood is without power, but as you can see, I'm one of the lucky ones. So I am super excited because I've done some preparation for you guys, because this is one of my favorite things to talk about. Now, we've all heard, and by the way, I hope you're all well. I haven't seen a lot of you since the New Year, so Happy New Year's, guys. This is a great way to start the year and to continue growing your business. We've all heard the sayings, time is money, and if you don't prepare to succeed, you're preparing to fail. But how many of us actually take the time to time manage or to calendar every week? Not many people do. It's fairly simplistic, but it's a new habit, guys. So I want to let you know, before we even delve deeper into this, that you may pick this up and have the best intentions, and you may fall off, and that's okay. because habits take some time to really form. As long as it's taken us to be, unorganized or discombobulated, it's going to take a little bit of time to get organized again. I know that was my thing. So if you fall off, that's okay. Just pick up and get right back on, guys. So we know that managing a paper calendar or planner has a lot of benefits. First and foremost, guys, writing is closely linked to better retention and better accountability and follow through. What does that mean? Well, phones and electronics are great, but nothing is ever going to beat the good old pen and paper. It's also a great visual aid. It helps to keep you on point all day long and to really show you where your time is being spent. Above and beyond that, guys, we have, as I mentioned, the accountability, which if I forget something in my business side of my planner, I make sure I add it to the next day or the next week. It keeps me honest with myself. How many times have we all said, well, I'm busy from morning to night? Well, are you really? And what are you filling your calendar with? So on top of that, we're going to make sure that we are seeing our work-life balance, okay? And it's very easy to get started with this. For materials, all we need is calendar planner. I use the Passion Planner, guys. You can use whatever you'd like. However, one suggestion for you is to make sure you have your daily calendars, and mine's broken up by half-hour increments. I wish I could even do it by 15-minute increments, because I think that there are these pockets of time that we don't utilize as well as we could or capitalize on. So you don't have to spend a ton of money on this if you don't have one. And you can't really spring for it right now. Talk to us, talk to your upline. I want to make sure that people are utilizing every moment to grow their business. Because I hear that all the time, we don't have enough time. Well, I promise you that you do have the time. So you got your planner, and you can do it one of two ways, whatever is easier for you. We can use gel pens, or because I'm always on the road with my planner, guys, I use a regular pen and block out with highlighters or colored markers. So very easy. And at first I felt kind of silly almost doing it, that I could remember everything, and that's not the case. Trust me on this. So remember, this business is all about tending to your garden. It's about planting the seeds and following through. Now, just because you plant your seeds and you go out tomorrow and you don't see flowers, you're not going to say, the hell with this garden, I'm over it. You're not going to do that, guys. It's going to take a little bit of time to see the value and to get going. But just like your follow-throughs and just like rescheduling callbacks, will come to fruition, guys. And remember, always keep in mind that your neighbors see your garden. And just because they're not telling you how beautiful your flowers are, doesn't mean they're not watching for consistency and to see the ultimate goal and the end-all be-all. So we want to talk about what your categories are. This took me some time, and I want you to grab a sheet of paper and just start breaking down all the important parts of your life. Now, it may be that you have some overlap in some areas, and it may be that you have 20 different things that you write down on that piece of paper, whether it be the important full-time jobs that you have already, if you are working, doctor's appointments, kids, gym. I want you to put me time in there. I want you to put family time. I even want you to put your household chores. Why would I want you to do that? Because it's part of your reality. And if you're not putting time for groceries or even dishes or any of those things, your work-life balance is going to fall off. And shit's going to hit the fan, for lack of better words. Sorry, guys, about the language. So I want you to be real and be genuine. So you're just taking a sheet of paper, writing down all those important areas of your life. I'm going to tell you what works for me. You may decide that you need 6 colors, 7 colors. I don't like to make it that crazy and complex, so I'm going to make it a little bit more simplistic as I do it for myself. Super easy to remember, guys. I use green for money. Okay, green reminds me of money. Maybe it reminds you of something else. But my money activities, to me, are activities that are growing my business, that are going to help me lead to financial freedom and are going to take me away from that 9-to-5 job. Okay, so that's my green. Lavelle and my business is green. Red. Red triggers for me the idea of stopping or important, right? I use my red for things like, if you have a full-time job, things that are non-negotiable, things that will not change. Your 9-to-5, your doctor's appointment. It could even be a family situation. Maybe it's your family vacation or a trip or an appointment that you can't miss for your daughter, your son, whatever the case may be. That could become red as well. These are things that, regardless of what happens in your business, you're just scheduled and you can't make it. So you're blocking those out. This helps also with your work-life balance. If you don't have these portions blocked out where it's just for you or it's non-negotiable, you're going to start feeling like your life is getting crazy. So red is non-negotiable. Yellow are those mundane household chores like grocery shopping, you know, things of that sort, guys. Dishes, laundry. Pink, that's my color. You choose your color. Pink means me time. Those are personal appointments. Those are friend time. That's family time. You know, maybe it's just a quick little dinner date with me and the boys. Now, I have kids. If you don't have kids, this might not be relevant to you, but I only have boys. We know that. So blue for me signals anything that has to do with the boys. That is oftentimes coincides with that red, mandatory, non-negotiable. But if it is truly non-negotiable, I want you to put it in red, stop, so that we don't double book. So with that said, guys, you may have, again, different colors, different things going on, but I want you to start with your non-negotiables. I want you to grab your planner, and I grabbed a week here, guys, where I didn't have HR involved because of a couple things. There's some sensitive information that we sometimes have. So as you can see here, I started my week. Before my week was even started, I put all my red non-negotiables in there. Then I put my me time and my boy time in there, guys. And that for me is my way of approaching my work-life balance. Because if I don't do that, what I find is at the end of the week, I don't have a whole lot of time for my boys or the things that matter to me. Now, does that mean that sometimes if it's, you know, something I planned with the boys that is not an end-all be-all, maybe we just are heading out to have a quick lunch together. If a call comes up, does that mean I'm not going to schedule there? Probably not. If it's not something that, you know, is a big dinner, big event, and I can take that call, it's my personal preference to try to help out or to try to fit it in there. But guys, on the business side, the green side, I want you to see here, I'm blocking it out. I don't know how well you guys can see because the internet is kind of crazy on my end, but the work items that I want you to start thinking about blocking out and color coding. These are your, everything from your Facebook Live, your roadmap to success, your minimum callbacks, your posting to Facebook. Why would I schedule to post to Facebook when I can do it so quickly? Well, let me tell you why, guys, because there are key times that are more successful as far as your posts being seen. So traffic is increased in key times. So if I do not block these out, I may forget about that, okay? And I want you to remember, with your callbacks, you're going to have your own system. I have a little coding system. It's kind of shorthand because these areas are not that big, guys. So you kind of have to start writing your own shorthand. And for me, every single person that I come in contact with is an individual I can plug into the business. They all fit into one category. Either they are P for promoter, a potential promoter, C for potential customer, or B. What does B stand for? A bridge. Maybe they're not interested. Maybe they don't have the desire or interest in the product, but they certainly know other people who could help you out or be interested. So for me, you're going to see a lot of coding here. P for promoter, C for customer, B for bridge. So when I schedule my callback, when I schedule my Lavelle fan page shares or my minimum free signups, guys, you should be trying for at least 3 free signups a day. And when you're actually taking a look at your time and being true, guys, so there's some situations here where we have some red for work time, my HR work. Well, within this 2-hour increment or block, I know that I have a 20-minute break in that increment. So I actually have scheduled in there one follow-up call. And keeping in mind, guys, that it takes 7 to 10 contacts before some people even start having interest or thinking about your product. What I do is every time I schedule my call sheet, I make sure that if I didn't get in touch with them, maybe I left a message, I schedule it out a week or 2 weeks or whatever the case may be. And I put the name and number in here. That is a great reminder because it can be overwhelming to remember to follow up. A lot of people ask me, well, where do you get your call sheet from? Where do you get your reach out information? And at the end of this Zoom, I'm going to post in the comments, I'm going to post how exactly you can download your Facebook contact. You're probably going to need a computer to do it, but that is a great contact list. And the beauty of the way that it downloads, guys, is your first Facebook friends, whenever you join Facebook, are typically at the top and it goes down. So remember, we're going to start coding them. Is that person someone that has talked about needing money or needing a lifestyle change? Well, then they're going to be a P for me, a potential promoter. Is that person someone who is doing amazingly in a new business that they started and maybe they're just talking about weight loss for now? Well, they're going to start as a P for me. Maybe that person is an anti-supplement, anti-health person. They're going to be a B for me. They're going to be a bridge. So I'm going to make sure to keep that all together, guys, with the color coding. So I want you to make sure that each week, prior to your week, you're scheduling it out. Another thing that is very useful, guys, in your first couple of weeks of using your planner, it may be worthwhile for you to do a time study. So simplistic. You literally either print up an hourly daily calendar from online, or you can just write it down. And every 15 minutes, or whenever you get a chance, if you're at work, you're just jotting down one word that'll trigger your memory so that you know how you spent your work day. Because before you know it, you look up and 2 hours have gone by. But what's happened in those 2 hours? Did you have a friend who drained you, complaining, and she doesn't want to be on thread, but she's got the worst life in the whole wide world? Or did you spend time, shooting the breeze in the break room for 30 minutes? You really want to start looking and being honest in those areas, guys. So mandatory, non-negotiables, remember? Then we're adding the work-life balance, the personal, the kids, the me time, the hair appointments and nail appointments for you guys, whatever it is you do for me time. That is necessary for recharging. Hold yourself accountable though, guys, okay? Make sure that if you don't do your 3 calls today, that tomorrow you're doing 6. Because at the end of the day, wherever you're at, financially and personally, if you want more, you're in charge. You want a pay raise? Give it to yourself. Get those calls out. Maybe your planner's going to look a little crazy for a month or 2 months or a year even. But can you really put a price on that if the rest of your life and your business is put together? The last thing that I want to, I know we don't have much time, so I'm not going to delve too deep and keep you guys, but I want you to see here that I decorate my planner with reminders of why I'm here, why I'm doing this, what's your why? As you can see here, I have, new car options, my kids' names, the date I'd be mortgage free if I didn't pay down my mortgage more quickly. And I also keep a personal to-do list and a work to-do list, some goals, some short-term goals, guys. And as I reach those and achieve those, I'm going to check them off, because that visual aid of achieving short-term goals helps you get to those long-term goals. Okay? So I'm just going to give you guys another little peek here, see of how I block this off. If you want to highlight the whole area, feel free to do that if that helps you. I find it more distracting. If you want to use pencil until some of these things are written in stone, go ahead and do that. Sometimes it helps it stay neater. But remember one thing, if you're not following through and using it, guys, and you're not committed to it, you are going to be wasting a lot of your time that could be used building your business. And you're going to see that not only will this help you build your business, and you're going to start making more of those calls and those follow-ups. I even schedule Facebook Lives in here, guys. I schedule all of it. I schedule in those green money-making activities, it should be self-development. There should be team calls. There should be corporate calls, okay? There should be time to build your vision board, time to follow up with your promoters, your customers. That's another point that I wanted to make. In addition to the Facebook download for your call list, go pick out your customer list. Are they still with you? Follow up with them. So I don't see you guys on the other end, Scott. I hope you're still here. Does anybody have questions for me?
I'm here, James. I'm looking for people's hands being up.
Sure.
Anyone got anything?
It's so strange to be on a Zoom and not see you guys.
I have one thing to add, something that I found very important that I didn't even think about is make sure you schedule time on either Saturday, Sunday, or Monday morning to do your schedule for the week. Because if you don't schedule that, then you're going to be like, oh shit, I forgot to do this, and then you're screwed.
Amen. That's on my schedule before the work week starts, guys, and that's one of my non-negotiables.
Jamie Zisk has a question.
Yes, sir.
It was pretty much to back up what you just did. I went the whole week. I don't know if you saw it. I put it up a couple times. I got my calendar. It's full. I got my lives. I got everything in there. Today was super busy. But yeah, came Sunday night. Of course, football took over my life for the day. Monday came across and I didn't do my calendar. I didn't have my time for my calendar. Yeah. So all last night, it's starting the week off a day late, right? Yeah. So it was pretty hectic, but filled it right up. And yeah, no, you got to go for it. You got to just get it all in there. A lot of things.
But you're back on board.
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect.
I want to add a couple of things. Sorry. I just want to add a couple of things. I am loving my new Law of Attraction planner because it puts all of that stuff here for you. It makes you set a goal for the day. It makes you it says, what are you grateful for today? It makes you take the time to be grateful every single day. What are you happy about today? At the end of the day, you have this page where what were your victories today? What did you learn today? How did you love yourself today? How did you give today? What were your moods? Like recognizing when you were in a good mood, when you weren't in a good mood, what made you not in a good mood. All of that stuff has been super helpful for me personally. And I do everything in pencil. And if I get off course, which I don't know if anybody saw my post today, like I'm all time blocked and then all hell broke loose. I had to do things. I had floods I had to take care of, fires I had to put out. I erased that stuff that I didn't do and I put it on the end of my day. When I get off this call, I have a lot to get done before I can go to bed because this is my boss. I am my own boss, but this calendar is my boss. And if I hold myself accountable to the things that I need to get done every single day, I'm going to be successful. So I love my Law of Attraction planner.
Amen. And so you are aware, guys, the Passion Planners has that as well. Maybe not as deep as she was talking about, but on a monthly basis, you also have the opportunity to really do some self-reflection here. But that sounds like a really cool one. I'm going to have to check that one out for next year for sure, Crystal.
Also, guys, for those of you that are looking for something that's not so foo-foo girly as those other planners, and I don't mean to use that word, but it's like I can't figure out another thing. It's like rose pink, and it's like a flowers and shit all over it. I ain't doing that. Sorry. I can't ever get into that. Good job, Jamie. That's good.
Yeah.
I use the Panda Planner Straight Black, which I like.
Nice.
It has the weekly goals, which I like. How I'll improve. I'm looking forward to this. Habits I'm looking forward to developing. Things I'll do to make this week great in personal, work, family and friends, and a relationship, which I really think is nice because it gets you thinking of things. What am I going to learn new this week? And a passion project, something in your head that you really want to get done, you put it down there. That's on the weekly side. And then on the daily side, it has a morning review. And your morning review, which is going to be scheduled in here, you write down the 3 things you're grateful for. There's 3 things that you're excited about. What your exercise goal is for the day, today's priorities. It gives you 5 things that are prioritized on your schedule. These are like what Jamie would call non-negotiables. Those go on there. There's places for 10 extraneous tasks. And then there's an end of day review, which is today's wins and how I'll improve for tomorrow. Again, just keeps your head going, gives you things to think about so you're not staring at a blank notebook going, what do I put in this thing? Like, because that's basically what I did for 2.5 years now and never did this once until.
I do love that idea. And I just want you guys to know that for me personally, and when I teach this to some of our executives as well, I try to keep it basic for those people who have never kept a paper planner, because I think it can get overwhelming if it's spread too thin at first. But if you are somebody who likes and needs that self-reflection on a daily basis, I know it's important to me, to Scott, to Crystal, make sure that you're utilizing that. Maybe it's something that feels a little weird at first, to be writing. But Kim touched on this earlier. Every day, before I get on social media, before I do anything else, I journal. I journal every day. These are all new healthy habits. And what came first? The planner did. Now we're picking up new healthy habits. So I just wanted to say that. It's one step at a time.
I'm getting forced into it. I journal every morning before social media. I listen to my motivation every morning. Thank you, Crystal, and thank you, Kim. They both kind of push me towards it because I need it, and they know I need it. And it does help. I know it seems ridiculous to those of you that aren't doing it, but I'll tell you this. Today was a trying day for me, but when I got up and I listened to that morning motivation, and I got a little fired up. And then I watched the Steve Harvey jump video. And if you guys have not seen it, do yourself a favor before you go to bed. You Google Steve Harvey jump and you watch that video. And then you wipe your face off because you're going to have some tears come down, and you watch it again, because I will watch that every single day. And in fact, today I watched it 3 times because that video fires me the hell up. It makes me remember why I'm doing this, and that there is no room for failure, and I might get scraped up along the way, and I might fall down, but you know what? I'm getting my ass up, and I'm going to keep going. And there is no giving up because of this one and Madeline in the other room and all of you guys. I will promise you that. Me to you, and I know Jamie is the same way, and Kim and Crystal are there right now. I know Jamie Zisk is there right now, and many of you are there right now. We are here for you, period, non-negotiable. This is our year for all of you to be successful. Kate Martin, you need to wake up.
Sorry. Amen. Let me add this. And, you know, I didn't even realize this. I've always heard about accountability partners. You guys have that built in, and that's amazing. I love that. For those of you who may not be a husband and wife duo, if you're new at your calendar or your journal, or maybe you tend to veer off track, give a call to somebody on the team that you click with, you kind of have a connection with. Maybe they'll be your accountability partner. You know, check in once a week and make sure that you guys are staying on task, because we want you to reach your maximum potential and all of those dreams. So I hope those vision boards and those whys are in front of you every single day. And if this thing gets lost ever, I might die. Not really, figuratively speaking, just saying.
Awesome. James, thank you so much for this. Does anyone else have anything else before I have a couple of things that pertain to this before we close out. Go ahead, James.
So guys, I want to throw one thing. Obviously, you know, I just want to run with a million, but going off of what you just said, as far as what JMO said about the accountability portion and accountability as a team, you know, things that are sticking in my head as far as the team goes, and I've never really thrown it into the chat, and you kind of deal with it as we do as a team. But I know one thing that happened to me last week, and it really helped out, and you guys are rock solid, is I hit 2 leaders that I needed just a reminder hello text, because I had just so much going on, as we all do, right? And it's going to happen. Everybody is going to be busy. But what I did know is, as it was coming, before it got really just mentally bad, mental block, because I knew I was just going to shut right off, is I sent out 2 texts to 2 leaders. Scott was one of them, Crystal LeBranch, and, you know, because we're in this other group, I sent it out there and I made it simple. Hey, look, at 2 days, just check in on me. That was it. And if you guys need something like that, throw it in the group, and it doesn't have to be anybody, but we're all here. We all have each other's numbers. Somebody will respond. Just say, hey, look, at 2 days, check on me, make sure I'm breathing. And it's not that it's that bad, but I knew what was coming. And at that point, just that accountability piece, we all fall off. I was the number one fall off. I would let anything, if a cloud went by, I'd go hide under a rock. And I'm done with that, you know, and I'm trying to be my own accountability person. I want to be my own inspiration, but we all need it. So I'm here. Scott said he's here. Everybody else said they're here, but that's what I'm using. We're all here. So that's what I got. You know, if you guys know something's coming and you know you're starting to climb under a rock, throw us out there. We're here for you. You know, that's what I got. Short.
My last thing is, I got a little something for somebody on the team. It's nothing major, but I'd really like to get your calendar. I want you to post a picture of your calendar and post it in the event for this team call. And I'm gonna pick one person to get a little special gift for me. Again, it's nothing major, but I just like to give a little something back because I appreciate all of you zooming in tonight and paying attention. And Kate, I'm so sorry. I didn't know you got dental work done today. I hope you feel better. And everyone else, thank you for joining us. Jamie, thank you for sharing this because you know I need it, and you know we all need help all the time. And I know you are
My
the
pleasure.
paper planner queen. I don't get it, but it's your thing.
It's my pleasure, guys. I hope to see you soon.
Go get those planners done. Make it a good week. And remember, believe in yourself, believe in the product, and you can make it happen. It has to happen. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Good night, guys.
Good night, guys.